Hi everyone, I'm Cami, and I'd like to welcome you to our presentation and introduce you to the team. There's Erica, our fearless leader and cohort president, Jacob, our fisherman, Brandon, he's the new dad, and our TAs, Elia, the TA, and Tiffany, the aspiring bread baker. And me, I'm the presentation queen, and together, we're the Qubit Collective. Over the past 2 weeks, we built Compass, a platform designed to help Platoon students spend less time finding things and more time learning. Coming through this immersive program, we wanted to build something practical, scalable, and user-focused. We also wanted a project that could have real-world applications, not just gather dust in our repos. After thinking back on our own experiences in Platoon, we had our aha moment, and it was kind of simple from there. So many awesome resources, too many locations. Many of us struggled with answering these 3 questions as we moved through the course. Where is everything? What do I need today? What vocab do I need to know? The current solutions were mostly lost in the shuffle in the first week, missed completely, or overwhelming in scope. Looking at you, Google Drive. But I digress. So our team asked, how can we create a better experience that is more intuitive and accessible? That question became the foundation for Compass, a way to navigate it all in one place. Our goal was to create an experience that feels simple, fast, intuitive, and responsive. At its core, Compass is designed to provide users with a reliable place to find what they need when they need it. In today's demo, we'll walk you through what we built, how it works, the technologies behind it, the challenges we solved, and where we'd like to take the product next. I'll now hand things off to Erica.
Hello, my name is Erica, and I will be walking you through our project demo, and I will take you through the instructor user flow and then the student user flow. So right here in the endpoints, because instructors will be pinging endpoints to update and manage cohort data. This is the endpoint to create a cohort where you enter the name, the resource links, the daily links, and then the emails associated with the students inside of that cohort. When a cohort is created, you get an invite code, and students need their email to be within that cohort and the invite code to securely access their dashboard. We can also ping this endpoint to get all of the current cohorts within the database. We can also get the list of links to a specific cohort by entering the cohort ID followed by daily links. We also have full CRUD capabilities for this side, and so we are able to update links here by putting in the cohort ID and then the link ID. We're able to update it, and then we're also able to delete it over here as well. And so now I will take you to the user experience, which is landing on the About and the home page, which basically just has our mission statement. It has a few nice quotes over here, and then we have some brief description of our core features, which I'll get into when we hop on the dashboard. And then we also have our tech stack here, and that just talks about some of the libraries and things that we used. And then we have our little call to action button down here where that will take us to and so this button takes us to our login where we put in our invite code and then we sign in. This uses Google SSO. It drops us on our dashboard. We have all of our links to the Zoom. We have links to the calendar. Those are links that are available for quick access. We also have our time widget up here so that you don't have to be guessing the times, because instructors will reference time in the Chicago time zone, even though most students are not in that time zone. So sometimes it can get a little confusing making the translations, but now there's not a need for that. And we have our daily check-in, which will take you to the daily check-in form. And then once you return, the button will be disabled and let you know you've completed the form. And then we have some other notable resources down here that are just as important, but just not used on the daily, like the YouTube where all of the lectures are uploaded, the Google Drive where we have books, and then GitHub notes and demos are also important to note. And then we have our vocab generator, which basically takes in any URL from a lecture from the Code Platoon curriculum, and will generate a list of vocab words. And that is super relevant for students who aren't really tech savvy coming into this and have never heard some of this jargon before. So being a little bit familiar with it before or even after a lecture, we found to be very beneficial. And then the last feature here is basically the sign out button that takes you back to our homepage. And now I will pass things to Jake, where he will talk about our tech stack a little more in depth and some of the challenges we overcame in development. Thank you.
Thanks, Erica. For this project, our team selected a technology stack that allowed us to build a full stack application with scalability and maintainability in mind. Our front end was built using React with Vite for fast development and Tailwind CSS for styling. Our back end utilizing Django and Django REST framework with simple JWT handling token-based authentication. For data storage and deployment, we use PostgreSQL as our primary database, Docker and Docker Compose to containerize and orchestrate the entire stack, and Nginx as our reverse proxy. We also integrated Google OAuth for secure single sign-in and Google Gemini API to power our AI-driven vocabulary generation tool. One of the biggest technical challenges we faced was coordinating overlapping work across a fast-moving code base, with multiple developers contributing at the same time. Initially, we encountered issues with merge conflicts when teammates touched the same files at the same time, dependency mismatches between local development environments, and task prioritization and management across the team. To solve this, our team collaborated closely to communicate scope earlier in the workflow, lean on feature branches, and pull requests to surface conflicts before they reach main, refactor portions of the application to match existing conventions, and improve coordination between front-end and back-end developers. This project taught us how important adaptability and teamwork are in software development. In a real code base, technical skill is only part of the equation. Knowing when to push forward, when to pause and sync with the rest of the team, and when to step back from work that's already being handled is just as important. The mindset helped us stay resilient whenever we encountered blockers or unexpected technical issues. I'll now hand it over to the next speaker to discuss team collaboration, future improvements, and closing thoughts.
Thanks, Jake. I'm Brandon, and I'm going to talk to you about teamwork. It's a few concepts Jake just talked about, but maybe a little bit more in depth. I think one of the cool things that we did was teams don't necessarily impress people by saying we get along. They impress people by showing that they can disagree productively. And when it comes to sprint planning, we use some of the similar tools as it relates to Slack for communication, use some visuals to be able to kind of map things out. But I think Trello is really cool as it relates to kind of the Kanban style of moving things along the pipeline, if you will. And we adhered to the agile methodology. We were able to do a sprint plan and obviously and work backwards plan off that. To me, it was one of the cooler times to be able to backlog plan, and Tiffany was kind of on top of that. Roles naturally took on natural roles, with obviously some of the stronger people being basically senior engineers as opposed to some of the other folks, and what people are better at, right? Like Cami and Erica are really good on the front end too, so they naturally took to that as well. One of the things that was one of the most frustrating parts was version control and Git. I think we did that first group project, and this was really cool to kind of stretch those muscles again as it relates to branch management, which was brutal. And Elia was our Git police, and actually even was able to call me out where I thought I wasn't the one to change something, but obviously Elia was able to point out that I had been the person. But I think it was really cool because 99% of the time in the real world, you're going to be working in a team environment. And then just being able to work through those issues. So paired programming, Cami and Erica basically doing it together on the front end, Tiff and Elia being able to walk through things and kind of do paired programming, and then using AI as an enabler. So I think it was really cool working through this team-based project and being able to disagree productively, working with Judith and doing those things, because I think it really helps hone in on what the real world's like, and what working in a group means. Thank you for your time. I'm going to pass it to the next speaker.
Thank you, beautiful
Brandon. If we continued developing
Compass.
some future improvements we'd like to implement include
Google Calendar integration to display daily and weekly events right on the dashboard.
drag and drop interface so students can personalize their dashboard,
Fun widgets like Minesweeper, baseball stats, and a plant that grows during the boot camp.
and notes and custom widgets to give students everything they need to thrive and succeed.
These feature developments would round out
Compass.
as a real tool for Code Platoon instructors,
This project represents not only the technical skills we developed during the boot camp,
but also our ability to learn quickly
collaborate effectively.
and solve complex problems under pressure.
Thank you again for taking the time to watch our presentation.
We are the Qubit Collective, and this has been our project, Compass. Remember, learning to code is hard enough. Finding the Zoom link shouldn't be. Thanks for watching. Now, if you don't have any questions for me, I have a question for you all. Are you ready to deploy Compass and streamline your learning experience?